Don't cry. Be overwhelmed, be humble, but don't cry. You're a genius. We are so happy that you showed this amazing work. We are so happy that you decided to come from Shanghai extra to Belgrade and to visit us and to show us stuff like this. There are so many questions. I don't know. I mean, yes, we are running late, but we simply have to ask questions. My colleague has a very interesting question. And it's maybe a very provoking question. Are you the world's new Zaha Hadid without 30 years lost because the world was stupid 30 years ago? It's a very good question because you are producing.
I never compare myself to Zaha Hadid, I must say.
You look quite different, yeah?
I know that there's something with the nose.
Maybe the pronunciation. You're English. You're English.
Yeah.
She rides no bikes, definitely.
Yeah, although like... yeah, I must say like...
The emphasis is on 30 years of lost work. That's the emphasis, on 30 years of lost work. Because we have Zaha Hadid now with 55, 60, having things developed since the last 5 years. And you have such an output in your young and tender age, so basically that's, for an architect, that's the question.
I think of course we have been quite fortunate that we have been able to actually realize a few like relatively large projects at an early stage. I think the main blessing was that that essentially my parents didn't have any friends that needed summer houses when I graduated. So, and I think when you get into that whole sort of Faustian deal of doing your relatives' summer houses, it's
you're lost.
You're like you somehow it consumes the rest of your life, and you die miserable. And we didn't have that, so we jumped to public
serious architecture. Okay, my obvious next question, shared by everyone here in the audience, is your encounter, as Locketis just named it, the odd first encounter with Eastern Europe and Eastern European clients. I mean, are there any forbidden stories you would, and no, nobody will, what happens at Belgrade Design Week stays at Belgrade Design Week, that you would like to share about the habits of the Kazakhstan president, the wife of the Azerbaijani president? Did she change, like what happens in Serbia, that the wife always changes the architecture and stuff like that? Are there any really, you know, like naughty stories, stuff?
Like on this whole
drinking binges.
On the whole sort of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I heard a new one which is like, what happens in Vegas stays on Facebook. So
come on, any you know, drugs, rock and roll, whatever in Kazakhstan.
No, I must say, like one thing we noticed in working for the president's office in Kazakhstan is that it's a client that is.
Everybody drives Ferraris.
It's no, they actually drive some relatively big BMWs, but like it's a client that's used to giving orders. So any kind of contract negotiation is a kind of one-way communication. Any kind of like normal attempt to establish a realistic time schedule is also one-way communication. And like it was driving everybody on the team sort of at the brink of suicide. And I think there's a reason why.
Welcome to Belgrade.
I heard sort of reportedly Russian males have the shortest life expectancy in all of Europe. I think it's a combination of stress and vodka. And
so if you continue working over there, you will survive another 2 or 3 years. So this was your biggest show worldwide. Maybe we become famous. If you die tomorrow in Kazakhstan, this is like your last famous show, and we have it taped. Maybe we can make some money with Americans, yeah? But many planes crash, you know, crash.
I think actually a quite nice thing happened before you get completely lost in my death.
Sorry, I apologize.
Is that like now the contract got transferred to a mining company, and you can say like I can't imagine anything more masculine than a mining company. It's essentially like men with big fists and big machines that extract minerals from the underground. But strangely, it's a much more soft client because
the government,
because they're actually like professionals that are used to dealing with other professionals. So it became like a relief to be working for this like huge
and Azerbaijan, because the island in Azerbaijan is. We had actually Luigi Colani opening the first Belgrade Design Week, and it was his first lecture, a great honor for us. After 20 years outside of Europe, he didn't lecture for 20 years in Europe. The Grandmaster of Organic Design, Luigi Colani, And he told us a very simple, he doesn't use computers or any animations or anything. He was using just a big pencil and he was drawing his project. It's amazing. And he drew a city that he is developing next to Shanghai, I believe, or is it Beijing? I don't know, maybe you know, which is completely self-sufficient and exactly the way how you described Azerbaijan. I have no idea what's happening to the finishing of it. Obviously nothing, because we haven't heard of it. That was 5 years ago. But how close are you with the Azerbaijani project? I mean, what are the stories over there?
I mean, I
the
think
background stories.
to be sort of completely realistic about it, I mean, one of the main challenges of sustainability is like the possibility of holistic thinking and planning, and that's why large-scale projects actually have major potential, because you don't have to plug your little building into an unsustainable infrastructure. You can create your own infrastructure and your own ecosystem. The problem is, of course, the time schedule. And in 2007, Azerbaijan was the country in the world with the highest economic growth, primarily driven by oil, actually. And of course, the financial crisis has been felt there also. So the development is not as hectic in Azerbaijan as
it didn't start building like the Kazakhstani guys already. The first floor, something like that.
Like they have more speed in Kazakhstan still. Because I mean, the danger of these projects is, of course, the long time frame and the political and economical insecurities that occur when things have such a large scope. So it's moving slowly ahead, but no groundbreaking yet.
Okay, we'll take some questions from the audience. Is there anyone who has some burning desire to have a life-solving question?